All right, guys, top of the morning. Happy Monday, September 18th, coming to you alive, coming to you excited, coming to you full of gratitude as always. And I want to start off this morning because we had some friends and family over the weekend. I posted about this the other day, but Jess actually caught me in a moment. I thought it was really cool because she called me out for a second. We're all hanging out, and I just stopped and looking around. We're having tacos, and people are socializing. The kids are running around and playing swords in the living room. And I just had a moment where I just looked around and I was just grateful. I was just grateful for that moment. And then Jess, being the empath that she is, she looked at me. She's like, "What just happened there, coach?" I was like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "Well, what just happened there? What are you thinking about?" And I'm like, "Oh shit, what was on my face?" But it was literally just a moment of gratitude. And so as we start out today, I want you guys to look around your space, whether you've had the banger year that you wanted, whether you're struggling, or whether you're somewhere in between. Like, stop for a minute. Look at your kids, look at your music collection, look at your house, open your refrigerator, open your pantry, get in your car. Maybe you're in your car right now. There's tons of things for us to truly, truly be grateful for. And in that moment, I was grateful for the people in my house, my family, and the food that we were eating. And I literally just had a moment because there was a time where I never had any of that. I didn't have a space where people could come together. I didn't have a home. And so for me to be able to have that in itself, just the stability, that's what I'm grateful for. So I know that we all have challenges in our life and in our business, but take a moment and look at the simplistic things around you and say, you know what? Damn, I'm a happy woman. I'm a happy man. I got a lot of things that I could look around at in my environment and be very, very grateful for. I got to drop Silas off at school this morning. He said, "Bye, Dad. Love you. Shaka. Peace." And that, to me, I'm super, super grateful for. So I want to share that sentiment with you before we get started this morning. But we have some guests on the line today. We have some guests from Hawaii. We have some guests from all over. And so I'm really, really excited for today. So as always, we are going to pop this thing off. And I'm going to look around the room and see who is going to bring us out on the field on this beautiful, beautiful Monday morning. And you know what? It's actually going to be Cam. Cam has been a huge contributor to Keep It Moving group coaching. She's been away traveling the world for 6 months, and she's still in her early 20s, but she said, you know what? I'm going to go. I'm going to live. I'm going to experience. I'm going to have some joy and experience culture and learn a different language. And I don't know, Cam, it's been incredible watching your journey. So you know the routine, Cam. Bring the team out on the field on this beautiful, beautiful Monday morning, and it's so good to see your face. Let's go, Cam.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me. Bring everyone out on the team. I haven't done this in a while, but you know what? I think one of the most important things to remind everyone is be comfortable with stepping out of your comfort zone. This market in general has been an entirely large discomfort zone for a lot of people. And it's important to remember that we are all more than extremely capable of taking advantage and taking opportunity wherever it may not seem present. And so remind everybody to be present every single day. Like I always say, be present. But most importantly, recognize that there's opportunity where you may not see it. Recognize that there's opportunity within yourself, and recognize that you have a world of people, whether they're on the team, whether they're in your family, whether they're friends in your life, that are there to support you 24/7. And get out there and go do something that you didn't do yesterday.
I love it. I love it. Well, welcome home. So for the people that haven't followed your journey, how many countries did you go to? Where did you go? Just share, because I'm sure people are inspired by your trip. Tell us where you went.
Yeah. So I hit 4 countries, but I spent the majority of my time in Costa Rica and Colombia. I had a vision board this year that we did at the beginning of the year, and I can say that there's one picture on that vision board, actually 2, that I didn't hit, that I didn't get done this year, but everything else on that vision board got done. I wasn't planning to go to Peru, and then I ended up doing Peru and did some 45-mile 4-day hike through the Andes Mountains, and it was crazy. But Costa Rica, Colombia stole my heart. And then I did Panama for a little bit, but just like the little vacation islands. So if anyone has any questions or wants recommendations for those areas, like, I feel like I know these countries on the back of my hand, but it was a gift and such a privilege and pleasure to get to know and experience culture outside of the United States. Like, we can get to know people from these countries within the United States, but the second you leave, it's so special. It's so special. So,
I
I'm
cannot
so
wait.
serious.
I cannot wait. And so for me, I'm going on the furthest trip I've ever gone to. I'm going to Singapore for 2 days. I'm going to Bali in the jungle, and then I'm going to Bali on the beach, and I've never been. We actually decided to elope, and so we're going to elope in the jungle, and we're just going to have a 2-person ceremony, or three-person, because someone has to be there to officiate. But 4 people. We're going to have a photographer, but that's it. We're going to be out there in the jungle, and then we'll come back next year and we'll do our stateside small wedding at San Francisco City Hall. So I am excited. I was just looking at the Shanghai airport, and I don't know if you guys have ever been there. Just that in itself, that's our first stop. That is like world renowned. So nonetheless, I'm excited. I'm excited to go on this trip with my baby and get married and have fun in a different country. So check the link in the chat below. We're going to go right into this. I'm going to pull up my screen right now. Boom, bap. All right, let me let a few more people in. If you have the ability to do so, get involved in this conversation. I just put a Slido link down below, and it goes a little something like this. So Slido is an interactive tool we've been using at different meetings, and I just wanted to start the tone. Here is the QR code. So if you are on your computer right now, you can use it from your phone or vice versa. But if you cannot scan that QR code, the link is in the chat below. So let's just go right into it. We want to get everybody in a state. I want to make sure to have a full stream of consciousness. So we're going to go right into the conversation for the day. So what are you truly grateful for in your life? I know it sounds cliche, but it's not, because the moment you can stop and look around your environment and tell yourself that you're grateful for fucking Uncrustables, right? If you're grateful for Uncrustables, cool, because you can be grateful for the smallest things in your life. I'm grateful for these little chocolate pandas that we get. It's like the snack, and there's like chocolate in these little square things. I'm grateful for that. So tons of things for us to be grateful for. Obviously, my family, my health, my family, you guys. But what are you guys grateful for right now in your life? Let's just start this conversation out, full stream of consciousness, and let's get some of the stuff out and on the screen so we can inspire others around us. All right, guys. So opportunities, my family, of course, health, family, in my life. Family, hard times, my kids, opportunity, momentum. Love this. I love this. Family and friends. The husband. Ooh, I love that. Good stuff. Good stuff. PPL, who keep it 100 with me. Yes, my ability to chase my dream, my family. Nespresso. I might be switching to the Nespresso. I'll tell you what, I had it at a hotel the other day. I might be making the switch, but I'm just not there yet, but I hear you. Opportunities, health, family, peace and grace in my life. Okay, cool. I love this. Family, the home, my health. All right, cool, you guys. Obviously, I want you guys just to stop. God, I appreciate the quiet mornings, breath, tons and tons of things. Like in the words of Jersey Tom, he's just grateful to be able to get out of bed and stand every single day, because he was a quadriplegic for 7 months out of his life. He's one of my best friends. So I love this, you guys. Keep it coming. I'm going to go to the next category. Our team, being present. Let me see if I missed any of these. Ability or activity of all of my life. I think I read that correctly. Socializing with others. Wonderful. So if you guys can, somebody on the call today, can someone take a picture of this, and can someone post that on social media, or can multiple people on this call today take a picture of this and post this on social media, and just do me a favor and tag me? I would love that. I appreciate that. So go ahead and grab a picture of that before I go to the next screen, and I am going to go to the next question. All right. What is the non-negotiable goal for this week? What needs to happen in your business this week? What needs to happen in your health this week? Like, what are some things that are non-negotiable? It's Monday morning. I'm going to accomplish this. This is my goal. I'm going to have X amount of appointments. I'm going to knock on X amount of doors. I'm going to create X amount of content. What is the non-negotiable for you this week? I want you guys to share and put that down below. That way we can support one another. Okay, cool. Write an offer. I'm gonna send you all the love, light, and energy and strategy that you need. But also, I don't want that offer just written. I want an offer accepted this week for you. Up at 4:45 a.m. Look for an open house, content and follow-ups. All right, cool. Whoever wrote content and follow-ups, stay with me for a second. I want you guys to be very clear on like what that actually looks like. How much content are you creating? What are you creating? What is the follow-up plan? Record in the fast booth. Okay, cool. Clear my emails, finish my game plan for play bigger, get my buyer into contract. Okay, cool. Back on Peloton for 5 contracts and 5 contracts per day. All right, cool. I love this. Let's do this. I want to hear from 2 people really quick. I want to hear from these 2 people, whoever you are, who put clear my emails, finish my game plan for play bigger, and get my buyer into contract. Who put that? It's either Joellen, it's George, or Ophelia. Who was that?
That was
What's
me.
up, big dog?
George.
What's up? I'm doing great.
Okay, cool. Talk to us about that. And then the person that said back on my Peloton and 5 contacts a day, I want to hear from you. So George, hit us, bro. What do you mean by this?
Yeah, so by clear my emails, I definitely haven't like seen them pile up as I've gone on like trips and whatnot. And then you kind of see them and you're like, damn, like I have a ton of emails and making excuses for them. So I definitely want to go through them because by clearing them, that also means that I'm catching up on all of my follow-up boss notifications. And really touching all of my contacts and follow-up boss. So I'm definitely going to be implementing that strategy. I forgot who talked about it, but they said, I think it was Riley in Play Bigger's mastermind the other week, where he was saying, try the alphabet method when you're following up. So like today, follow up with everybody that starts with A, then tomorrow, everybody that's B, C, D, and go down the alphabet. And then I want to finish my Play Bigger mastermind, what's it called, game plan that we were talking about on Thursday, where Raquel and you both said like by, I think it was by this coming Thursday or Wednesday, that we needed to finish our game plan on how we were going to finish up the year strong, but also how we're going to build out our daily and weekly habits and our goals for the remainder of the year, but how we see our business moving forward. That way finish putting together a solid foundation for my business to ensure that I'm not only finishing the year out strong, but starting the new year off strong as well. And then I do want to get one of my buyers into contract. And I know a few months ago I told you open houses weren't really my thing. Well, I've been doing open houses a lot more lately, and I picked up like 3 buyers last weekend's open house when I hosted an
Dr. George.
Yeah, and I wrote a 1.455 offer last week. It didn't get accepted, but the clients went to an open house yesterday, texted me, and were like, hey, we want to write on this Pleasant Hill home, which is actually now listed for 1.6, which is higher than they wanted to go for on the Eichler. So my goal is to get them into contract, and I haven't seen the house, so I got them the disclosures right now, and I'm going to go view the house, and my co-agent on it lives in San Jose, so I'm going to do a video tour. It's actually a knockout for me. So preview for my clients, record a home tour at this home so I have content for it, and then also put together an offer for them because there's no offer due date set. And what's it called? The agent said they just had their open houses, and so they're open to taking a preemptive offer. And before in the past, I'm not gonna lie, I would sleep on it and kind of be like, oh, let me wait for the offer due date. Hell no, I'm just gonna sit in on it and get that done today.
Man, I love this. Absolutely love this. Let me ask a quick question, and let's all be honest. How many people have a crystal clear inbox this beautiful, beautiful Monday morning? How many people are sitting at 0? There's no ads, there's no bullshit, there's no fluff. Who on this call right now is sitting in absolute 0? Because I want to congratulate you if you are. Okay, Kimberly Lopez, I love it. Love Pre. Okay, cool. We have a couple people on the call that are. I want to do something for you. Here's a pro tip. I've shared this before on Instagram, but I'm going to put this down below. If you guys have been with me before and spent any time with me, here's the service. If you guys want to clean up your inboxes, all the shit that you accidentally clicked, and now you get emails and newsletters and all of the things, right? I want to give you a pro tip. Use that, unroll me, and what they'll do is they'll scrub all the things. They'll put them in one list, like, ooh, no, unsubscribe, unsubscribe, unsubscribe. That way you do not miss any important emails. Because let's be real, how many people have ever missed an important email on this call because it got lost through all the other bullshit that you're getting in your inbox and signing up for? So let's be very, very conscious of this. This helps you have some clarity throughout your week. This should be done Sunday night or Monday morning to make sure that you turn that calendar or turn that day and you have some, you have everything clear. So let's go back into this. I'm gonna go back into present mode. All right, cool, you guys. So go to the office 2 times, post on social media, phone calls. There was one other person that said Peloton. Who is that?
That's me.
Jeff,
Yeah.
when you say back on your Peloton, what does that mean? Is that every single day? Is that a certain amount of mileage? What does that mean?
Well, I'm and this serves me well sometimes, this doesn't serve me well sometimes, but I'm very routine oriented. So if I get into a good routine and I'm doing the things that are keeping me taking care of me physically, emotionally, nutritionally, professionally, then I'm on a good roll. And I've been pretty good recently from a routine perspective, but one of the routines that I stopped, and I don't know, you go on vacation, something happens, whatever. Yeah, I get out of my routine for a week or two, and then it takes me forever to get back on to what I know I need to be doing. So the Peloton, we've had it for 3 years, and I've been pretty consistent with it. But it was like Memorial Day. I got out of my routine of riding, and I would ride not every day, but like 5 days a week. And I just have been out of it since then. And my wife's been good about it, especially recently. She's been riding it. So I've got to carve out that, and it only takes, half hour, but I got to carve out that time and get into a routine because I'm not just one like, I got to probably do it at the same time every day and in the same manner. And I can just feel it physically. I'm just not in the right spot physically. So, and then the 5 contacts, again, just routine. All of us can get caught up in our day-to-day business and forget to do the things that we need to do every day. And that's one of the things I need to do every day is not just 5 calls, but 5 contacts, be it a great contact or, a blown off contact, whatever, just talking to 5 people every day that maybe I haven't talked to before or follow up. But when I get in that routine, it's solid. But when I get out of the routine, then that's where I fall down. I make excuses. I put it off. I find something else to do. So,
all right. So let's do this, you guys. Let's help Jeff. Let's all in the chat down below. Let's all give what we want him and what we encourage him to do for mileage this month until the end of the month. And I'll start this out. So I'm going to say, Jeff, you can hit that many miles by the end of the month. And that's not that much. I'm being super conservative. I'm not pushing too hard, but somebody else put down below what you feel Jeff can hit by the end of the month in regards to mileage on his Peloton. Somebody light that up. Let's keep him accountable to this. So who else
I love
is going
the accountability.
Oh, 275. Okay.
Wow.
It's already happening, Jeff. Five miles from now until the end.
Right now.
Wait, Joellen, is that for every day? Okay, all right, 5 miles. 5 a day. Okay, add I'm D Bledsoe on Peloton so he can help hold you accountable. Let's get a couple more numbers in there. Are we going to let him off the hook this easy? 275 was the highest number. Come on, you guys. Where's his team at? Ashley, where are you guys at?
He needs to post a video every day of him doing it or else it didn't happen.
Ooh, I love that. Yes.
All right. Wow.
All right, a little bit of accountability, a little bit of push here. So cool. So let's get right back into this. I love this, you guys. Now let's get into some of your wins from last week. So tell me a little bit about what your biggest wins were last week in personal and business. So go ahead and put that down in the chat below. I'll share with mine just to start it out and get the conversation flowing. So last week I flew out to Arizona and it's a business meeting with my coach who is now going to be my business partner. And we are mapping this whole thing out for coaching and coaching platform. But also it was an opportunity for us to sit in that meeting and really map out what the next 10 years look like for my business. And there were some harsh realities, but I'll tell you what, that was one of the best things that happened last week in my business. just being able to really sit down and kind of define where we're going as a family and in business. And so that was one of my biggest wins. So got a listing live in 4 days, got my license back. That's what's up, Cortez. I love this. Hosted my first open house. I had my first buyer's consultation. Knocked on 40 doors. I started with the money store. Whoever you are, welcome. Thank you for being here. We appreciate the partnership. Next door presentation to 105 people on EXP Seniors Network. Got asked to work the ceiling at work.
Sorry, the senior booth at EXPCon.
Yes, I love this for you. I love this, Joellen, and got 2 new buyers. I was actually in the office when Joellen was doing her presentation. So listen, Joellen's going to do a presentation for us. I think Friday, we're going to commit to Friday. But she's starting to build something that is amazing, and it's driving her production, and it's all from Nextdoor. So let's keep going through this. Business, keeping a client with cold feet in escrow. Personal, make daily measurable goals and hit them. All right, cool. Keep them coming. Got 2 buyer representative rep agreements signed. Worked 2 open houses this weekend. I got 4 new leads and took family time this weekend. Woke up at 5 a.m. every day for my first week ever. Who was that? Who put that there? Please take yourself off of mute and share. Who woke up at 5 a.m. every day for their first time ever, and why?
That was me.
What?
And yeah, ever, never. I've never. If you would have talked to me 8 weeks ago, number one, I didn't go to the gym. I was not a gym person. And number two, there's no way I'm waking up before 7. I couldn't do it. My brain was not functioning. And then I started joining.
It wasn't functioning because you were sleeping.
literally was not functioning. And then my disc guy got on here and told me to make conscious decisions, and I was like, you know what, I'm living a life by design. And I got my butt out of bed and I forced myself, and I argued with myself for weeks, and I failed miserably all the week before last. I was supposed to get up at 5 3 days, and I didn't go at all until like 9 or 10. And then last week I finally, I don't know if it's the rhythm of me waking up or what, but every single day I woke up at 4:45. I was at the gym by 5:15. I did it again today. I feel amazing. I'm finally to that point where I'm like, I want to go at 4:45. I'm not arguing with myself anymore. It's like life-changing to have so much less stress every day and just get it all done. By 4:45, go to the gym and be ready for the day.
Yes, I love this. Listen, you guys, I was never an early riser. I am an early riser now. Feels like the older I get, the earlier I wake up and the sooner I go to bed. I can't even lay in bed for 10 minutes without snoring or dropping the phone on myself. But anyways, I love this for you, Ashley, because there's something that happens that's powerful in the morning. And whether or not you're going to the gym, I'm not an early morning working out, or sometimes, but stillness. I think that oftentimes we are go, go, go. We're hustle, hustle, hustle. We're searching. We're driving. It's like, go, 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 go. But like, when are we allowing, because we have kids, we have things, that morning time, stillness, like stillness will do so much for your life, for your body, for your mental. And then you have the time to process when everyone wakes up. You're not stressed. You're not running around, because that 2 extra hours in the morning, my lady, she'll kill me for telling you this. She woke up today at 7:18. You know when she has to leave the house? 7:30. I was chilling. I had watched podcasts. I had watched the news. I had 3 cups of coffee. I had 30 ounces of water, and homegirl got up at 7:18. 2 different people. It's okay. I love her to death. But I'll tell you what, the power of the stillness of the morning, I feel so much more accomplished getting up at 5 a.m. in the morning. Here's a pro tip for you. Do not snooze. Allow yourself, as soon as that thing goes off at 5 o'clock, 4:50, get up. Get up. Don't snooze. Don't 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes, 20 more minutes. Just force yourself to get up, get some coffee, get your tea, whatever you do, go outside. I don't care. But force yourself to get up as soon as that alarm clock goes off. So Ashley, I love that for you. Let's go back into this. I'm loving this interaction at a very high level. Now, I want to know, and this is for us all to share and all to get ideas from one another. And I want to share this with you guys in just a moment. What videos will you drop this week? It is Monday. You should have some idea or some plan or a loose idea of what you're actually going to drop this week. What videos are you going to drop this week? And please make it something that's original. There's so many videos out there that are just fucking snorefest. And I love you guys, but there's a lot of snorefest videos out there. And I want you guys to think about mind share. So, and keep these coming in, and I will share my screen in just a minute. Last week, we did a social media workshop. It was one day in Sacramento and one day in Walnut Creek. So we talked about mind share, and we talked just internally on the team. We said, who are people on the team that you come to mind when you think social media? And Jess's name came up, Peter's name came up, George's name came up, Cortez, your name came up, Joellen's name came up, and there was other names, but those were names that were a common theme. And what it showed us by doing that survey in person is that people had mind share, right? These are agents that you see enough of their content, it creates mind share. So you have to think about that for yourself and for your business. Am I creating enough mind share that they would choose me over Ilona? Would they choose Ilona over Jessica? Well, if I was to research both of you at the same time, be like, all right, cool, let me see if I can get a sense of who this person is. Wow, tons of videos, family, goes to Egypt, does all these things, versus this other person where I don't know anything about them. My mind share is instantly gained by Ilona. That's just the way the mind works and consumer behavior. So when you're thinking about your guys' content, I want you to really think about this every single week and start to map these things out. All right, behind the scenes of an open house, a video letting people know that they can have a copy of my free home buyers, a foodie video with shrimp toast featured, a skit. Okay, cool. I think I know who that is. I had shrimp toast for my very first time in my house the other night. The worst escrow, my first escrow. Prop 19, condo market update. Goal is to drop 6 videos this week, reintroducing myself and showing apps I'm now using to stay organized with business, diet, and exercise. Cool, I love that. Different types of sushi, Japanese, Mexican, Mediterranean fusion. Wait, are those all different styles of sushi? So I'm curious, all right? So here's what that did. That sounds gross. And so I'm instantly curious. So if someone said different types of sushi and they just wrote that out, I would click that because I'm absolutely appalled. And so shout out to whoever's doing that video because it sounds disgusting, but it's a disgusting video that I would probably watch. Who was that? No one wants to talk to me about that.
That was me.
So Feliza, are you telling me that you're making a video of Mexican and Mediterranean fusion sushi?
So it's been a combination of Mexican and Japanese, and then like a Japanese and a Mediterranean.
Ooh.
I love sushi, and I just started getting creative and started making different things.
All right, well then you have me hooked already. I'm buying into this. I want to see this. So cool. I absolutely love it. There's a place in Sonoma County in Santa Rosa, and it's owned by Guy Fieri, the guy with the hair. He does a barbecue and sushi place, and the food is awful. I'm just saying, that's just my opinion. It's barbecue and fucking sushi, which should never commingle, but it sparks some curiosity. There's a place in Modesto called Kaliki Town, and it's like Mexican and sushi. And I don't understand it, and I never will, but I think it makes for good video. So good stuff, family reunion video. Here's what I want you guys to be conscious of, and I'm gonna pull up my Trello board right here. So if you're thinking about your content ideas, I've shared this with you guys before, but think about where are the sources, where are the things, what are the places you can go to get some of your real estate information about what's going on in the market. Obviously, I like what you guys put, but here's a list of things and places that I go to for inspiration or for education about what's happening in the market. KCM, The Real Deal, Close, Redfin Blog, Open Door Blog, obviously the MLS, Now Bam, Answer the Public, Google Trends, Bay East, city websites, Slack, Market Conditions, Mention.com, Inman, RIS Media, tons of different places that you guys can go for content and for ideas. And so, let me go back to that. Sorry, guys. So I want to know, obviously I got some of your guys' video ideas, but let me go back into this. All right, cool. Let me see if there was hopefully an announcement of my arrival of my baby girl to introduce her to my family. Who's that? Who put that?
That's me, I guess.
Emily, hi. Oh, I love this. I hope that announcement comes soon. So Emily and I used to work together at a resort in Tahoe, and she's now in Hawaii, and she's expecting. So sending you love, light, and positive energy. I cannot wait to see this video. I'm so excited. First time mother. So super, super stoked for you. So let's go here, you guys. List your top real estate information sources. I think this is important that we're all gathering information from one another in the true spirit of collective wisdom. What's been your go-to spot for real estate information? You guys saw a list of mine, places that I go to keep myself current. Maybe you keep yourself current by looking at Kenny's stories. Maybe there's an article, there's a publication, whether it's KCM. Well, I don't know what it is, but I want to hear from you guys. So put it down in the chat below. What are the top real estate information sources that you currently go to? If you're going to read in the morning, where do you go? I go to the Hustle every morning. I go to Inman every single morning. That is when I'm reading. All right, cool. What's a Mortgage? Kenny Stories, Thatch. Yeah, wonderful, wonderful places. And if you guys aren't not following these people like What's a Mortgage, make sure you do. Inman, NCSCAR, yeah, Kenny, Barry's, absolutely. Keep them coming, you guys. I want you guys to have so much information on where to go. KCM, Answer the Public, Kenny Story, What's a Mortgage? Love it. I love that Kenny is the digital mayor. Housing Wire, CAR updates, Keep It Current, MLS, Kenny Stories, KCM, bam. So the point here, you guys, is not only to know that you're going to be creating something, but can you go and jack something and, news jack something today? Can you go see an article, Flannery Associates, I don't care what it is, about what's going on in the market and create a cool video about that? Can you just have it on in the background as a green screen and talk about it? Those videos work, and you don't have to do anything. Here's the last thing I want you to do. The last thing I want you to do is put some weak ass market update one pager on your social media. It has zero context, and it's just, oh, days on market, this, that, and the other, this month's inventory. That's weak. It's weak. And if you're doing it, listen, I'm going to just be real with you. It's weak. What you have to do is you have to give everything context. That's content. Give it context by explaining what that actually is. So I love this list. If you guys got inspired to add stuff into your flow, wonderful. Thank you guys for putting those in there. What is one thing that you've been putting off that you are accomplishing this week, that you're committed to accomplishing this week? Is it your newsletter? Is it your event? Is it your understanding your follow-up boss? Is it CSU? Is it getting yourself on camera, right? Is it going to the office? Is it going to a networking event? Is it calling that client that maybe you missed a couple of weeks of following up and you're like, oh my God, I haven't followed up with them, but I know I need to. What is the one thing that you've been putting off that you're committed to accomplishing this week? Cool. Let's keep this coming because I think this is a really, really important conversation. MailChimp. That in itself will hold you up and it will weigh on you. So I love that this is on here. Following up, non-negotiable this week. Cool. Halloween event. Door knocking, MailChimp. So whoever's putting these things on the screen, CSU and MailChimp, you need to put it on your calendar and you need to say, by Friday, I have accomplished A, B, C, and by the result of that, I will get X, Y, Z. By a result of me having MailChimp and CSU in place, my business will be tracked. I'll reach more people. I'll have better engagement, and I'll have a higher propensity for me to get in the contract. I like that for you, but you have to make sure that you are committed to this. Really need to track on CSU better. Really need to track on CSU better is not a commitment. I'm committed to tracking on CSU every single day, rain, snow, or shine, hell or high water. That is a metric that I'm never going to miss because now I can look back at all my analytics and see how well I'm doing in my income producing activities. Clarity, you guys. Sending out thank you postcards to seller leads I met at open houses. Good stuff. I love this. I love this. All right, cool, you guys. Appreciate your correspondence and your responses at a high level. I'm committed to tracking on CSU. I love this. I love this. All right, cool. Let's go one more. What are the biggest challenges that you currently face in your business? I'm going to be real with you guys. I got an email over the weekend. They said that I have to leave this company. I have to leave the industry because I don't feel that I have the skills that I need. I don't feel like I'm getting the skills from this team. And I said, quite frankly, when was the last time you asked? Is it sales skills that you're missing? Is it organization skills? Is it prioritization? Is it message to market? Because I believe that there's all kinds of resources for each of you. But if you don't feel like you're getting it, you got to raise your hand. You got to ask for some help. You got to reach out to other people in the environment that are doing what you want to do at a very high level, and they're already doing it, and they're doing it with success. So what are the biggest challenges that you're facing in your own business right now? Cool. Let's keep them coming, you guys, because I think this will be one of the most powerful questions I ask you all morning. All right, I got 3 more people participating in this conversation. I would love to see there's 61 of you on this call. Get in this conversation. Cool. Fit in everything I need to do in a week: education and sales skills, consistency, asking for more help, putting ideas into complete fruition, video, stand in my own way, discipline, stand in my own way. I love this, you guys. I love this. Anything else? All right, a couple more people. Learning to time block. You guys are all CEOs. You'll hear me say this over and over again. Learning to time block is just having the discipline to go into your calendar and to make some important adjustments to your calendar and say, okay, how am I going to allocate my time this week? Like, what am I going to do week in and week out to make sure that all of my time is accounted for? That's not hard. It's not hard for you guys to manage your time. Like, I don't believe that to be a challenge. That is just you making the commitment and following through on that. Getting my Instagram right, business account, website, creating videos. All right, cool. I want to hear from this person. Who put discipline, and how can this group, how can I, how can we, how can they assist you in this? Who put discipline? And please take yourself off of mute and don't be shy.
That was me.
That was you? All right, Jordan, what's up? So talk to us a little bit about this discipline, because I don't know you too well, but here's what I believe about you as a person. And maybe this is just perception. You have a level of discipline in your life already, because you have a level of discipline with yoga. I think that being a yogi, if I'm saying this correctly, there's a certain level of discipline that goes into that. It's mind, body, spirit, it's being centered. I believe that there's a certain level of discipline that goes into being a yoga practitioner from what I've seen, because I'm not pliable like that. And if I focused on that, I probably would. But when you talk about discipline, tell us a little bit about that, and maybe this group can help you or provide some support.
So I am, you're right. I'm actually super disciplined. I teach yoga every day. I preach discipline every single day. And I truly am in the things that I'm really rooted in and really comfortable in. Real estate is not yet one of those things that feels like second nature to me. And so I also put imposter syndrome, and I think that the two play into each other because, I have big goals and I know that I can reach them, and I know that I have the drive to do so, but it's just little things like, the night, like say Sunday night, I'll be like, okay, I need to door knock 50 doors in this neighborhood. Like, there's absolutely no reason why I wouldn't be able to, that'll take me maybe an hour, 45 minutes. And then the next morning, not all the time, but most times I just totally get in my head because I'm like, well, who are you, like, knocking on somebody's door? It's the inner dialogue that I have that I'm really trying to just work on and reel in, but I struggle with it big time.
Mm-hmm. Why are you in this business? When you think like big picture, why are you in this business? And I don't want to, like, obviously not money, but why are you in this business?
I just feel like I'm someone that is made to be of service to other people and help them in really deep ways at a really high level in their life. And I think that that's why I'm a yoga teacher, and I've taught yoga for 6 years, and I feel the same kind of compassion and love when it comes to getting people to become homeowners, just because I don't come from a lot, you know what I mean? And that's a really big deal. So beyond the money, the money, the freedom, and the schedule and the uncapped potential to make money is obviously pretty much why I'm doing real estate. But it's because I wanted to do something of service, of big service.
All right, so stay with me on this conversation. When you originally got your license and you were thinking about changing your life and impacting through service and growing, like, what did you think that your life would be like? Say, if you were just to crush it for 5 years, you were a top producer, you were making the money, you were serving the community. Like, when you saw the big vision for your business, like, what did that look like? What kind of money were you making? Where were you living? What did you think that this business would be able to afford you?
I don't need a lot in life, but I feel
Neither.
like what would be cool, like a cool accomplishment, because my parents weren't able to accomplish it and things like that, is just, I mean, I want to make, $150,000, $200,000 a year. I don't want to worry about bills. I want to be able to travel the world, put my kids through sports, just raise my kids really well and make life really easy on them and be able to provide for them as well in like late into their life so that they don't even have to worry about retirement.
All right.
Things like that.
So the things that you just said and the things that you said prior about serving and contributing, what happens is when we're in the moment, we're thinking about like, oh my God, I got to knock on these doors. I got to knock on the doors. And I talk myself right out of it. But when we think about that, right? Because when you tell me, well, I want to do this, be able to give my family this, be able to pay for this, maybe buy my mom and dad a house, not have to worry, have less stress, be able to travel, be able to live carefree. Like, if you told me that and you said, Elias, I'm not going to door knock, I would instantly push you back towards that and be like, wait, hold on, Jordan. All that shit that you told me about service and your family and wanting to do that, were you lying to me? And you'd probably look at me like, no, Elias, I'm not a liar. Well, then shut up and go do those things that you told me were so important to you because you just said it and I believe you. And if that's not the reason, Jordan, maybe you need to post that somewhere. You need to remind yourself. Maybe you need a homie that's going to be in your corner and be like, Jordan, remember all those things that you said? That you knocking on the door is just a stepping stone for you to get to all the things that you want to accomplish in your life. There's so many meetings that I don't like to do, Jordan. There's so many things that I don't like to do. There's so much planning I don't like to do, but I know that all of that is serving the bigger cause of where I'm going, where I'm heading, what I'm doing in the big picture. So I'm okay with that. And so I think oftentimes you just need to remind yourself of that big vision that you have for your life. I was compelled when you said that. But I think what happens is that we only see what's right in front of us. And it's hard sometimes. It's hard to just sit back and be like, you know what? God, like, I could buy my mom a house if I do this well. I could retire my mom. Like, I can put my kids through school. I can help my daughters buy their first houses in their early 20s. Like, that to me will force me to do the things that maybe I don't feel like doing or maybe don't want to, but they're all in alignment with my big vision. Ashley, you had some contributions, and anybody else that has some thoughts or some, words of encouragement for Jordan, I'd love to hear it. But Ashley, what's up?
Just as a natural introvert and someone that has that conversation with myself all the time, that's a thought that gets me through that every single time, is that I know I have that same heart to serve and I'm gonna take care of people. And if I don't put myself out there, if I don't knock on, I used to sell security systems, door-to-door knocking. So I've been there and done that. If I don't knock on that door, if I don't make that real, if I don't talk to that person and I don't make that connection, someone else is going to, and that person might take care of the person less than I would, because I know I'm going to do an amazing job. But if someone else goes out there and knocks on that door, makes that connection, you don't know what kind of hands they're being. So I saw it in a networking event. It says when you don't put yourself out there, you're actually being selfish.
Wow. And I don't feel like you're living up true to your own word, right? So like, there needs to be congruency in the word. The word is I want to do, and I want to provide, and I want to help, and I want to serve. Like, well, then be true to that word, because first and foremost, we have to make sure that our esteem is always high and that we're following through on what we truly, truly believe in. And if you take some of that same discipline when you're telling people to stretch and be in the moment and center and get present, and what happens in that moment, in that 45 minutes or that hour, and then they like come from that moment like, God, I feel good. I feel like I've released stuff. I have absolute clarity. Like, if you have the discipline to put people in that mindset and you do it yourself, it's the same exact principle when you're focusing on what your real estate goals are, what your business goals are, what your life goals are. So Jordan, you have something that a lot of people don't have. You have an ability to get centered. And I think what you need to do is get centered on the things that are most important for you in this business. And if they're not compelling you, if they're not moving you, maybe it's not service, maybe it's not your family, maybe it's something completely different, but I believe that's what it is. But I think that it's getting centered in all things that you do. Jess Bling, I knew you to get your hand up. Let's hear your contributions on this and then close out with Cam. Let's go.
Good morning, guys. I think that one of the things that I struggled with when I first got in the business was, you know, obviously the thoughts of like imposter syndrome and all of those things as well. But I found that one thing that increased my, well, actually two things that increased my confidence was learning the items that I needed to do to help make me money and time blocking those onto my calendar, because I find that as agents, not even just new, just in general, everyone's like, not everyone, but a lot of the agents that I meet, including myself, sometimes we can be very fucking scatterbrained and we do a little bit of everything instead of just, you know, chipping away at one or two things. And so anyways, I've made it a habit that even now, 6 years later, I still will time block in my calendar the things that make me money, which are my lead generation. You know, we shouldn't be wasting so much like 4 fucking hours on a flyer. Like figure out a way to leverage that out. If you need to contact someone on Fiverr to get a flyer done, or our VAs on our team, like those kinds of things will increase your confidence because you're learning how to utilize your resources. But it all starts by you understanding what needs to go on your calendar, right? If you're not lead generating, if you're not doing follow-ups, let's say social media is your thing, you're not posting content, then you shouldn't be worried about a flyer that's due in a week from now. Like you should have that categorized. But anyway, so getting my calendar together with money making productivity things, that helped my confidence go up. And then remembering too that I don't know who just said it, but if you don't date your database, someone else will. Period. There's another agent, and when y'all get upset that your aunt or your cousin or your sister or your old college friend bought a house with someone else and not you, sometimes it's not wanting to mix business with pleasure, but also people are secret agents. You're not standing out as the professional to these people. And so just remembering lastly that you're also backed by a team. So never like feel less than if you don't know something, because you simply just say, you know, that's a good question. Let me get back to you on that. Don't fucking panic. You come back to the team and figure out how to get that question answered. And then you show up again as the professional in a situation. So controlling your calendar, knowing that you have a team, and then just accepting that there are going to be things that you don't know, and that's okay. And being graceful about it. Don't stutter. Don't look like you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Just take a moment. Okay, thank you. I'll get back to you, and make sure you get back to them. So that's all I want to share.
Love it. I love the contributions. And Jordan, hopefully through this conversation, you know, you're hearing not only words of encouragement, I'm like, all right, cool. Maybe I'm thinking about this a little bit differently, and maybe I could do things a little bit differently to make sure that it's supporting the that's why you guys, I'm not crazy. Well, I'm a little bit crazy, but I'm always future casting you. I'm always trying to get you guys to say, what is there, right? And what is there? And what is that big thing? Because if you're pulled by that and you're compelled by that and you have clarity, you make no room for excuses. You'll knock on the doors, you'll make the content, you'll make the follow-ups. Because you're so moved by that. You're so moved. But when I close my eyes, you guys, I can see it. And sometimes what we have to do is remove that haze. And the moment you have clarity is when all that haze is gone, like, this is one. Okay. All right, cool. Let's go. So Cam, let's go to you. And then we're going to close out this conversation. Let's go, Cam, rapid fire. Hopefully the audio is good. I know you're driving, but contributions to the conversation, and then we'll close out.
So I think I just want to say it was very brave for Jordan to come out and talk about the things that are holding her back, because no one ever wants to talk about our challenges. But one of the things I heard her say was about internal dialogue, just kind of getting to her. And I just wanted to remind her and remind everyone that internal dialogue can be our worst nightmare, but it can also be our savior, and it can also be our best friend. Our minds are literally the most powerful thing that we have in the world, and our bodies. And if we take the time to actually mimic the emotions and mimic the experiences and the feelings that we have once we accomplish something before it even happens, then we are 10 times more likely to make it happen. And I think it's super important, like specifically, you know, for anyone who's struggling with challenges right now or struggling with what they want to do, write it down. Write down what your life would look like if you've already accomplished these things. It was one of my favorite things to do while I was traveling. Every time there was a new moon, because in new moons we talk about manifestation and putting your intentions out. And I have a journal every single new moon from this travel, and it was like the topics that I was talking about, I was talking as if they had already happened. And
yeah, I feared this, that we would lose you. We're losing you.
Oh no!
But everything you said was wonderful. Everything you said that was wonderful.
Use your
But
mind to your power.
yes. And Cam, listen, welcome back. We've missed you. Your sentiment is always so powerful. But here's the thing, you guys, we're all going to face challenges. We're all going to have, you know, things that are going on in our life and our business. And so I want to encourage you guys to really work through those. And if you haven't asked for help, like I'm here. If you haven't asked team members for help, we're all here. Your community is here. So you don't have to try to face any of these challenges in isolation. If you're not good on a buyer's consultation, well, then let's practice. If you need help, you know, getting better on camera, we can help. If you need help understanding what your clarity is, what your purpose, your cause, your crusade, your mission is, then let's do that. If you need help on manifestation, affirmations, whatever that looks like, if you need help getting scheduled and getting, you know, in alignment with all of your income producing activities, we can help with that. But all you have to do is just raise your hand. You have to ask, and come into these group coachings, you'll hear things like, well, wait a minute. Jess and I are one and the same. George and I are one and the same. Feliza and I are one and the same. So if it's working for them, then it can work for me. And so when we talk about the collective wisdom, you guys, there's so much power in the collective wisdom. So here's what I want you to focus on this week. I want you to focus on what's going to move your needle. What's going to move your needle every single Monday? Is it the calls? Is it the follow-up? Is it the discipline? Whatever it is, and be conscious of this. So when we come back next week, it's not the same thing. I'm not working on my systems. I'm not time blocking. I'm not being consistent. And those are the challenges. Like, when and where do you decide to say, you know what, all the challenges that I'm facing right now, I'm going to find a way to overcome, and I'm going to get better, and I'm going to schedule, and I'm going to create the content. Like, I want new challenges every single week. Hey, Elias, remember those videos you told me to post? I posted those videos. And now the challenge is, what do I do with all the people in my DMs? All right, cool. Let's do this. Well, now that I have them in my database, how often am I following up with them? Well, let's do this. Oh my God, someone followed up and they're not pre-approved. What should I do? The problem will have a solution, and then the solution will have another problem. It's just a perpetual cycle, which is good for you guys. But I want to make sure that you guys are progressing. When you say move the needle, you face the challenges. What are we facing next week? Right? It's always going to be a problem and a solution. That's just the way this game is going to be. But that's what I want for you guys. I want evolution. How many of you have been talking about the same challenges for more than 30 days? Please give me an emotion on the screen or emoji on the screen if you've been talking about the same challenge for more than 30 days. And I appreciate that. And I appreciate that. If it's the same challenge over and over and over again, then you got to make a decision. You got to make a decision that says, you know what, I am committed to accomplishing this challenge, getting over it, and working through this. And that's why this meeting and you guys being here is so important. So move the needle. Be very conscious about what your goals are, what you are committed to achieving this week. And as a result of that success, how does that impact your life and your business? You guys, we talked about this last week, and I want to bring it up one more time. You need to write down how many more days that you actually have to work in 2023. And when you look at it, most of you will probably have 75 days from this day forward. Shit, some of you might have only 65 days because you're traveling and family and whatever that looks like. So whatever amount of time that you have left for this year, what are you going to do about it? How are you going to make sure that you finish this year strong and that you start out 2024 with tremendous momentum? Here's what I want for everybody. I want you guys on the freeway. I want you on the freeway as soon as 2024 hits. Not you're at a stop sign trying to gain momentum and go. I want you guys already on the freeway. So you guys have to make sure that over the course of the next couple months, or you're going to hear me say this a lot, 75-day hard your business. What are the non-negotiables, the things that you're committed to every single day? What is your water? What is your 10 pages? What is your 2 workouts? What's your posting every day? Like, what does that look like in your business? And if you're to translate that level of intensity over the next couple of months, what could that do for your business? What could that do for your life? What could that do for your six-pack, for your arms, for your shoulders? Think about your business in the same exact way. So I'm here for you guys. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And for our guests on the line today, thank you for being here. Thank you for contributing. Thank you for being in our space. Welcome back, Cam, and welcome back to all the people that are consistently contributing in this environment. I appreciate you. I respect you. And as always, you guys, keep it moving. Keep it moving towards your dreams, goals, and vision, and make sure that this week is the week that counts. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Peace.